this was the PC that, you know, I did make a video about this PC a few days ago because the buyer sent it back to me that it wasn't working, you know. And when the buyer informs you that the PC that they received is not working, what we do is to take back the PC. And when I wrote the buyer, I told him, I'm so sure that this PC right here, it's a Fujitsu Exprimo PC, is working, because since I have been selling this PC for ages now, I've never had a defective Fujitsu Exprimo PC. You see, this is just me telling you my experience. But when the buyer reached out and said the PC wasn't working, I was a little bit shocked because I knew that this PC doesn't easily go defective. So I said, send me back the PC, but one thing you have to do is to remove your hard drive, because I didn't want a situation where, you know, the buyer is going to reach out to me later and say, look, some of my files are missing and stuff like that. I just said, take out the hard drive. I'm going to put a new drive and make sure, you know, I check out the PC, like install it. I'm just making pictures for my documentation so that I can actually send it back, you know, to the buyer, to tell the buyer that, look, this is a PC that was sent to me that you said wasn't working, but me now taking a look at this PC and installing it, the PC appears to be working perfectly, you know. So he's saying, you know, I've just put in a USB drive containing Windows 11, you know, have not done anything. The only thing I have done was to put in a new SSD. So I'm beginning to ask myself, was it like the SSD was defective? Like I said, I'm making pictures, you know, just to show to the buyer later on when I'll be sending an email that, look, the PC you sent to me works flawlessly. We receive cases like this not once, not twice. So the only thing that could have been the problem with this PC is that the hard drive was defective. Guys, take a look at this beautiful PC working exactly the way it should. And the buyer even did say to me that they tried to install the operating system, in this case Windows 10, afresh. It didn't work, but I have not done anything to this PC rather than just put, you know, not even a new SSD. It's that NVMe SSD that I already have here in the warehouse. I just slot it on it, and now this PC has installed flawlessly. I still have to make a picture just to show to the buyer that, look, this is the same PC that you did send back to me on the strength that the PC is not working. But then the PC works. I'm going to do what I have to do, you know, set it up, install it to the end, download all the drivers, and send this PC back to the buyer, because this is 11 months old PC that was sold. There is absolutely no reason for the PC to be defective, because I checked it myself. So the only thing I suspect now is that the buyer possibly had, you know, a PC with a defective SSD. That can happen. There's pretty much nothing I can do about it. I'm going to return it back to the buyer because I see no fault in this PC. Only what I have to do is to make sure that it's pretty much very clean, you know, blow out the dust that has been accumulated for quite some months, and make sure the PC is good to go again. This is what I am going to do. Guys, if you want to come to these areas, I'm showing you real life, you know, examples of the things that might possibly happen. Somebody's going to reach out to you and tell you that the PC that they bought for one reason or the other doesn't work, even though the PC works, like you can see. If the PC was defective, if the fan, the processor, the RAMs or whatever, or something else was defective, I will also tell it to you guys, because I've never hidden the fact from you guys that electronic devices, they can go bad at any time. But this is a classical case of a PC that has proven to work for the buyer. I suspect that the buyer meant to say that the hard drive was defective, but then he said the whole PC itself was defective, and even went ahead to say they did change the hard drive and it still didn't work. It was showing error messages while trying to install Windows. This is not the experience that I have, and yes, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. It happens. You know, we are not going to say now because of this, we're not going to be dealing on used computers anymore. We're going to abandon this category. As a matter of fact, flipping used computers, desktop PCs, laptops, tablet, all these things is a very beautiful category, and if you know how to do things right, you're going to be making a lot of money. Sorry guys, my chair just keeps squeaking and I do not want to change it right now, but I'm going to be fixing that now that I'm back. What I was saying is, if you decide to sell in this category, you're going to be making a lot of money, because the money is there to be made, the demand is there. It is not a get rich quick scheme. Sometimes there's a lot of traffic in the market where people are not buying for one reason or the other, either because there is a very major competitor that has a lot of items, You see these laptops, sometimes people have like 200 pieces of this kind of laptops and they are selling it. And if you also bought and you bought a little bit more expensive, you cannot sell your item in that particular time. But the market comes and goes. Sometimes somebody has a lot of inventories, the inventory is sold out, and then you are the next person on the line. This is how the story goes with flipping computers for profit. Look, I keep saying it because I do not want any of you to think that this is a business that you can just come in and begin to do and begin to count money like you see on TikTok. You see, this is real life and exactly some of the problems that we face. I hope this video helps you guys put things in perspective. Until I see you again in the next video, keep on rocking.